there folks, welcome along to Wrestling Showdown Rewind, here of course on the W3L network. Thank you for joining me as I hope you do every week, and thank you for having hit subscribe, and if you've not, press the button. It's only one button click, what harm will it do you? You'll get notified every time something goes up on the W3L network. I'm not just talking about Wrestling Showdown Rewind, I'm talking about all the supplemental programming that we bring you as well. Look at Friday there, we brought you the first ever edition of Mixing with Mike, as the W3L heavyweight champion Mike Musso was in his kitchen making cocktails, his own personal cocktail, the knee lift. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look, it's fantastic. He's also had his audio podcast, The Bitter Truth, that's gone up on the network in previous weeks. Luke Aldridge has had the Untold Excel, that's been on there in the previous weeks. We've heard from Kevin Williams, Emily Hayden, a whole bunch of things. Since lockdown started, W3L has continued to bring you brand new content every single week. Not just this show on a Sunday, but supplemental stuff, like I mentioned before with Mike Musso, Luke Aldridge and so on and so forth. Every single week we continue doing that. Can you name me one other promotion in Scotland that has done that? There you go. Remember folks, it's never too late to jump aboard the train. Just saying. If you want to jump aboard W3L, why not do it at a live event? Because currently these are our scheduled dates, obviously government restrictions permitting, but so far this is when we are hoping to be back in action so you can see us live, because what beats live W3L wrestling? Nothing, of course. So hopefully we'll be able to come out and see us then. Thank you, of course, to the Mighty Crafty Connoisseur. Not only are they sponsoring every live W3L event, they help supply the stuff that Mike Musso was concocting in his kitchen on his Mix with Mike episode. More on that, go and watch the show. So thank you to the Mighty Crafty Connoisseur. Check them out. You can order from the website. They will send stuff straight to your door. Tell them that we said hello. And pick up a fan support package for yourself. You help support us here in W3L until we can get back on our feet with live events. Prices start from only a £5. Not only are you going to get dirt cheap ringside tickets when we're back up and running, you will get DVDs, a signed poster and an exclusive video message from a W3L star of your choice. What more could you want? You can pick up at our website. Now speaking of Mike Musso, he's going to be in action this week as we rewind back to 2014. To set the scenario, Mike Musso is challenging Nathan Reynolds for the heavyweight title. Nathan is within the first few months of his first ever title reign. He won it the previous year at Resolution 7, and Mike Musso has asked for his mandatory rematch. He was involved in the match at Resolution 7. So he has asked for another shot at Nathan Reynolds. He has got that, and this is the match we are about to see. It's one of these cool things. It's a classic rivalry from W3L. If you've never seen Musso versus Reynolds, you are in for an absolute treat. Strap yourself in. The heavyweight title's on the line as Mike Musso takes on Nathan Reynolds.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown Rewind. And one of the great things about dipping into W3 archives like we have over the past couple of weeks is not just the chance to revisit those wrestlers who are no longer competing in wrestling, or just indeed W3L, like we saw El Technical last week of course, but it's also the chance to revisit some of the absolutely classic rivalries that the Worldwide Wrestling League has had. And when we talk about classic rivalries, this is one of them. Mike Musso there in the black tights, just checked by your official, and Nathan Reynolds in the grey singlet, and of course the heavyweight championship of the Worldwide Wrestling League up for grabs. Nathan Reynolds, your defending champion.
I care about these people just as much as you do, but let me tell you something, don't worry about them, worry about me, because I've come for that belt this afternoon.
Well, you heard those words of Mike Musso's come for the title. He is the challenger in this contest, and these two men, if you know the history of W3L, you'll know they've fought countless times. Nathan Reynolds' very first match in W3L, so immediately takes him down. December of 2006, he wrestled Mike Musso. Their careers have been inextricably linked throughout the years in the Worldwide Wrestling League. Now, Reynolds, of course, the heavyweight champion, won the title the previous year, in November of 2013 at Resolution 7. Oh, now he takes Musso down. And it was a triple threat match that he won. defeating then champion Alan Grogan and Mike Musso. So again, they battled. It was Mike Musso didn't pursue a heavyweight championship opportunity after Resolution. He left Reynolds to have that unfinished business with Alan Grogan. Just a few months prior to this contest, back in the March, Remedy, Reynolds retained the title by beating Alan Grogan in a title versus career ladder match, and that was what finally ended Alan Grogan's wrestling career. And Reynolds, that top wrestler, immediately takes Musso down. In the May of 2014, again, this is the year that this match takes place, we saw at 7 Deadly Sins Nathan Reynolds defending against Johnny Kidd. He was able to go toe to toe with a master of technical wrestling. As you can see, Mike Musso no slouch in the technical side of things either. Both men have got a lot of respect for each other. Of course, Nathan Reynolds didn't always necessarily have the best attitude when he first arrived in W3L. Maybe took some bad advice, was told that shortcutting and cheating was your way to victory, and really it was through as Musso grabs the ropes. It's the benefit of having long arms like Musso does. And it was really getting the crowd on his side that benefited him, because he worked his way through 7 Deadly Sins to get that title shot at Resolution 7. Obviously made it stick. And yeah, fair play to him. He's done well for himself, and of course he's in his first championship reign, which overall Reynolds' career had 2 runs with the championship, as well as he and Mike Musso holding the tag team championship together. So they do know each other really well. The team they've fought as Musso takes him down. He controls the rest. Because Mike Musso been part of W3L since the very start. And he's got championship pedigree, because the second of a W3L show saw Mike Musso become tag team champion, which is not too bad. And at this stage in his career, Mike Musso has been a 4-time champion, obviously aiming for his 5th here against Nathan Reynolds. There's an interesting bit of trivia. Mike Musso's first heavyweight title came in March 2007, and the man he defeated was then champion Alan Grogan. So both of these men have raised their first heavyweight championships from the Natural, who's now retired and on to doing other things. Just both men taking their time here. Again, they know each other quite well, just feeling each other out. I think the problem is if either man rushes in, they'll end up making a mistake. And if they make a mistake, the other will capitalise, and neither man wants that. Reynolds is still finding his feet as champion. A lot of people didn't think he was going to win the match at Resolution 7. I think they felt that Grogan would find some sneaky way to retain, maybe feeling that Mike Musso would claim the championship once more, but it was Reynolds that proved to be the better man on that night. I mean, and overcoming Grogan and Musso individually is one thing, overcoming them both at once is impressive. I think Reynolds has kind of stumbled a little since. I do sort of feel that the pressure of being the champion has maybe been a little too much for him, but he has grown into being champion as Mike Musso, a lovely arm drag. He's got some skills as Mike Musso.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
Well, 5 minutes already. And Mike Musso and Reynolds, again, they fought a bunch of times, and it's been really, I think Reynolds has felt he's in Musso's shadow somewhat, certainly as the heavyweight champion. But defeating Grogan in that title versus career ladder match, like retiring Alan Grogan, that was something that really boosted Reynolds' confidence, made him think, well, maybe I do deserve this title. And certainly overcoming Johnny Kidd, a master of at least 1,000 holds, if not more besides, has really made Reynolds realise that he is the champion, and the fans have really taken to him. They always liked Nathan Reynolds anyway, but it's just made them realise that the great thing about Reynolds is the fans have seen him earn his way in the title. They saw him go from just being one of the pack, one of the rest on the show, to working his way up, winning 7 Deadly Sins. Oh, hold on, wow! Now he hoisted Musso up for the one to watch, and Musso knew it, and Musso got out of the ring. You saw that he scurried straight out the ring. I wonder if Reynolds wanted to end this early, or at the very least put an exclamation point on this, because both men have been, you know, fairly respectful, a lot of nice technical wrestling. And that's good at wearing your opponent down, but isn't necessarily going to be the thing that gets you that ultimate count of 3. But as Moose came out the corner, Reynolds popped him on the shoulders, and I think he was going to go for the one to watch and attempt to drive Moose out the canvas, and if not pin him outright, maybe get a 1 count, a 2 count, whatever it was, just to say to Musso, I'm going to be the one to walk out as champion. Obviously Musso's not going to have that, and slid out the back because he knew what was coming. I think we'll see a bit of that in this contest. I think we're going to see both men trading moves, both in attempting stuff and the other countering it. Moves that front face lock. Just trying to find the way out. Breaks the grips. Wow, Reynolds put him straight back into it. He's got those hands locked as well. And Musso, of course, had to break the grip, spun free, but Reynolds got the better of him again. And there in the corner, if he's going to force the break, but wow, Reynolds did not release the front face lock. He's got it on, and he's not letting Musso go. And I mentioned, of course, Nathan Mills' very first match, W3L, was against Mike Musso. Got held in that front face lock still. Reynolds will take a couple of years out from the World Wide Wrestling League for one reason or another. When he returned at Resolution 5, the man he wrestled was Mike Musso. So their careers have been inextricably linked, it has to be said. Musso just accelerates the pace slightly and lands the hip toss. I think that's one of his favourite offensive moves, because he can strike from anywhere. And now puts the I thought he applied an arm bar. Reynolds, however, sends an Irish whip, and Musso runs through a shoulder block. And we're seeing the pace pick up a little, because it must be a good like 10 minutes or so in this match, I'm guessing. Reynolds tried the first big offensive move, Musso got out of it, and now things picking up, and maybe they've realised that they've worn another down as much as they can. As a shoulder block from Reynolds. Oh, going for the cover. We're starting to see pinfall attempts come a bit more quickly. Do you not get paid by the hour? And seeing as these two men know each other so well, you think you want to try and break something out of the other will not know. They fought singles matches, tag matches. Reynolds has challenged Musso for the heavyweight title in the past when Musso was champion. Musso has also beaten Reynolds in a hair versus hair match, which I know Reynolds has not forgotten. He's grown his locks back in. Wow, they're trading uppercuts. And Musso with that 4, that looked very much like Musso's temper's getting the better of him slightly. Wouldn't be at all surprised if that is indeed the case, as he hits the jawbreaker. I think we see tempers fraying from both sides. Musso firing off 2 forearms now. Oh, went for a kick. Not something Musso always does. I'd mentioned before maybe about breaking something new out. Oh, Reynolds in for that drop kick. He's done this before. Sweeps his opponent through and then hits a drop kick. And again, Musso knew it. Oh, vaults over the top. And again, Musso ducks, close to go for a hip toss again. He's blocking it. And ducks round under the clothesline. Both men trying. Oh, now he hits the drop kick. Both men trying stuff, the other avoiding, the other countering. As Reynolds goes in for a cover. And it's almost like when they do something at an unexpected time, that's when they're making it stick.
Big slam!
And Reynolds wants a big slam. Is he going to get that? Oh, Musso out. And now a drop kick of his own. It's almost like one of them does something and the other says, well, if you've done it, I can do it too. And I think we are going to see a fairly respectful match. But I do wonder just how badly each man wants this. Musso taking his time getting up the top rope. And Reynolds cuts him off. He's going for a superplex. This will end it surely. Look at Musso. Hooks his foot under the bottom rope. Those long legs being used to good effect. Hooked his foot under the bottom rope to block the superplex. There's a couple of shots into Reynolds and just knocks him off the ropes. And just kicks him in the face just to stun him a bit. And the merchandise perched on the top rope with a body press and launched himself at Nathan Reynolds. Is he going to get the pin? Oh, came very close, however. Just checking with the referee to make sure it wasn't 3. Musso descending from the high rent district, as they say, and got a 2 count off the back of that flying body press. It was a good move for him. Dove down upon Reynolds. See Reynolds just taking his time. And oh, Musso vaulted over him. Reynolds swoops the legs, going for a Boston Crab, and he is. But no, Musso right through it. And Reynolds is fighting it. He's trying to get Musso in that Boston Crab, and now he does. Musso tried to get out of it. He knew what would happen. He'd be bit. And Musso with those powerful legs. Oh, Reynolds still holds on. Folds up again. And he's in the ropes. And Reynolds is not letting go. Reynolds has got an eye for this Boston Crab and is determined to put Musso in it, and he locks him in. Musso's done everything he can to get out. He's tried to roll free. He's tried to kick out with those powerful legs of his, because again, he's still fairly fresh. And now Reynolds has held on for dear life, and Musso grabs the bottom rope to force the break. Reynolds was not letting go of that Boston Crab. Musso did every possible thing he could to get out of that Boston Crab, or to counter it, or to somehow break it. And Nathan Reynolds held on. He's trying to take Musso off the ring apron. And again, those shoulder blocks, Musso's going nowhere. Oh, Musso goaded him in and caught him with his knees. Reynolds is hanging on the middle rope. What is Musso doing now? Oh, and gives him a bulldog right on the ring apron. Mike Musso has just bulldogged Nathan Reynolds face first onto the ring apron. I mean, it's not illegal, but you've got to question the motives behind it. And Nathan Reynolds went to knock Musso off the apron. Musso stepped to the side, gave him a couple of knees. Reynolds was kind of hung up to dry on the middle rope. And then Musso bulldogs him face first. You don't need me to tell you about how little to no padding there is at that part of the ring. And Reynolds took it on the face, rolls back in, and is slammed by Musso. He's a big man, is Nathan Reynolds. Good 17 stone or thereabouts, I think. As Musso sent the top turnbuckle, drops the elbow. Obviously caused him some damage as well. Rolls over Nathan Reynolds. Is this going to do it? No, it's not. Maybe took a little too long, but Musso gave everything he had with that one. And Nathan Reynolds, I mean, bulldogged on the apron, rolls back into the ring to break the count. He doesn't want to be counted out. He could. He'd retain the title that way, but that's not in Nathan Reynolds' makeup. That's not the way he is. Back suplex from Mike Musso. Just slams him down, lands a big splash. See the way Reynolds' body contorted when he got hit there. And there was a couple of seconds grace for him, I think. When he took the splash, he rolled instinctively. His body almost writhing in pain. And it allowed him a couple of seconds for Musso to roll him over. And then Mike Musso just grapevining the legs and bridging it, and Indian Deathlock. Now Nathan Reynolds tried the Boston Crab earlier. He fought it and he struggled to get it on, but he did. And now Musso's applied an Indian Deathlock. Reynolds can see the bottom rope. He is close, but not close enough. He's reaching out for it. He grabs it. He manages to grab it. Because the way his body's being contorted, Musso's pulling at his neck. So he's wrenching his neck backwards, but at the same time he's got his legs grapevined. So his ankles and calves and lower legs are being pulled towards his head. And then almost kind of a bow and arrow style move. Oh, and he applies a gator. Now you hear Musso saying he's going to have to get nasty. He puts on the gator on the ropes. Was the gator a a famous old British wrestling submission. Old Skull Murphy used to use that one. But of course not on the ropes. When you use the ropes for an illegal assist, you do have that count of 5 to break. Musso, I think, we're just trying to do damage more than anything else. Oh, and Reynolds just caught that on the head, no more. I think he tried to duck onto the back heel but didn't quite get down low enough. And it was a grazing blow, but Reynolds is weakened enough to where he just fell over anyway. And both men have the same idea and hit clotheslines, and down they go. Reynolds is reeling, and I can't blame him after all he has gone through. That bulldog on Nathan being just one of those things. Being wrapped in the Indian deathlock, caught in the gaiter as well. He's going to be in immense pain. Musso is as well. Reynolds ducked the clothesline, and it was, I think, almost fatigue struck when he got clocked on the top of the head. That back elbow just clipped him and no more, and he went down. See Reynolds crawling to the ropes to help himself up when he went at count of 10. Both men are up now. And now a cravat was applied, or a grovet if you're a British wrestling aficionado. Reynolds being caught in this move. And how much does this mean? Like, how far is Musso going to go to become the heavyweight champion? Musso prides himself on being a sportsman. Well, it's questionable, might be a little low. If you let it go, however. Oh, and there's those long legs Musso put to good use as he boots Reynolds right in the face. And we've seen Musso with a bit of a mean streak. Oh, hang on, going for the cover. Wasn't always nice to the people when W3L started, but he does take fair play quite seriously. He loves having fan support, he loves representing the W3L fan base. But how far is he willing to go? I mean, I mentioned classic rivalries in W3L, and this is definitely one of them. Reynolds hits the corner. But let's not forget the war, and I do not use that word lightly, as hold on, Reynolds. I think he was going for a spinebuster. Musso with a Hurricane Rana. When the hell has he ever used that before? In for a cover here on Nathan Reynolds, who kicks out. Musso's never used that before in his life. He's in to break out new things. I was about to mention that Musso had an absolute war with David Paris. I'm sure a long time W3L fan would remember that. I remember Remedy of 2011. That unsanctioned loser leaves W3L match. Remember the last man standing match at the Resolution. All these wars, and Musso had to duck down, reach deep into his bag of tricks, and he did some questionable things to get the advantage over David Paris, and he gets hit with that spinebuster. So Musso can get nasty when he needs to, but so can Nathan Reynolds. He took an unexpected Hurricane Rana, and then we retaliated to the spinebuster. There's only a count of 2. He took some time crawling onto Musso, but can you blame him? Nathan Reynolds has gone through hell so far. They've tried to make this a sporting contest. Neither man wants to start eye gouging and low blowing and breaking the rules, but I'm sure they will if they're forced to. They'll go for the one to watch again. He tried to settle in. Musso this time turns into a sunset flip. Reynolds with that wide base, those powerful legs, hoists Musso at his feet. Musso ducks that clothesline. Blunt force trauma. He hoists the massive frame of Nathan Reynolds and he hits him. Oh no, he cradles him. He cradles him. Nathan Reynolds rolled through the blunt force trauma and turned it into a cradle and nearly ended this match. Up across the shoulders yet again. He's going for the one to watch. No, now Musso with the cradle. And inside cradle off the back of the one to watch. And ladies and gentlemen, this is back and forth action. Both men countering the other's top moves. And a spear from short range. Reynolds hits that spear, but I said before he's a good 17 stone or so. He drives that spear into you. He covers Mike Musso and somehow doesn't get it done. And Reynolds cannot believe it. He hit the spear. He's attempted the one to watch. Just been countered. He avoided the blunt force trauma. Cradles aren't doing it. The spear isn't doing it. What comes next? Reynolds, wow, Northern Light suplex just dumped this overhead. This audience been treated to a fantastic contest here. Musso with still fight left in him. It's not going to go down. And Reynolds at some point has to think, what am I going to do next? And Reynolds, he's fired off a couple of big moves, but nothing's worked yet. Musso's still continuing. Oh, and there's the neck breaker. It's a move he likes to use, snaps it off. He's a bit quicker than that, but he is fatigued after all. And Musso, now he kicked out, but he barely kicked out. He didn't fire an arm in the air, he didn't shove Reynolds off with some force. He barely muscled Reynolds off him. It was all he could do, get a shoulder up. And Musso, how much has he got left in the tank? Reynolds over the top. And a knee. Just jumped up and kneed Musso squarely in the face. And look at the way Musso's clutching at him. He may have got a broken nose off the back of that one. And again he kicks out. If you've ever been smacked in the nose, you know how it makes your eyes water. And consequently it's difficult to see. And of course if you've got somebody like Nathan Reynolds charging at you, you want to be able to see everything you can. Musso a couple of desperation punches. And Reynolds with a power slam. Just lifted Musso out there and slammed him down with some force. Lays both shoulders across the canvas. But yet again the merchandise finds it within him to keep going. Nathan Reynolds just taking his time. He's in firm command of this match. He's not done enough to put Musso down yet, but he has control. This already's been treated an absolute classic. Said it was a classic rivalry between these two, and you can see why. Reynolds with that front face lock again, and Musso just muscles him in the corner and applies a couple of shoulder blocks. And he comes right at the foot. And Musso collapsed. You can see fatigue is getting to both men. They're both nearing exhaustion, I think, because like Reynolds, when he took that glancing blow from the back elbow earlier, Musso took that boot and just went down. I don't think he's got enough left in him. I think he's struggling to stay upright. I mean, when you're tired, your legs feel like jelly, but conversely they also feel like lead. It's hard to make them move, but at the same time they can barely support you. Reynolds just looking down on Mike Musso. He's got a lot of respect for this man. You can't be in W3L for any length of time without having respect for Mike Musso, for all he's done. The way the crowd loves him, the way the crowd supports him, but Reynolds feels that as well. He's got that crowd on his side. This crowd are split, they don't know really who to cheer. So as wow, Reynolds hits the floor! Now I wonder if Reynolds was trying to vault onto the ring apron. I think he might have been attempting to land the ring apron, maybe to climb the top rope and dive Musso, I don't know. But he hit the floor. Maybe he mistimed it, who can say? But Reynolds hit the floor, and that's a solid wooden floor. May have injured himself. Is that him stunning there? I can't really tell. Musso going out and dropping the axe handle. And an elbow on the floor. That is the depths, dare I say, to which Musso's going to have to stoop to try and become the champion. Axe handles Reynolds on the floor, drops the elbow. Of course, if Reynolds is counted out, Musso doesn't win the title. It'd be a Pyrrhic victory, but a victory nonetheless. Does Musso just want to win the match? I can't really tell. But no, he goes back out to the floor. Reynolds is up. And Reynolds just slugging Musso. I think both men, maybe the time for playing nice has passed. Have to apply that count again. I mean, Musso would be advised to take as much of the 10 count as he can get to get as much breath back in his body to recover and rest as much as he can, and then if he wants, go out at 9, break the count. See, Musso just checking with the referee. He's saying I can't win the title by counting. So he's having to muscle Reynolds into the ring, and Reynolds, as I said before, is a big man to be throwing around. Reynolds uses his size so well. He's so quick, so fleet of foot. Musso rolls him in right in the centre of the ring. But Reynolds isn't done yet. Reynolds throws his size around. He knows how to use it to hurt you the best way he can. But if you're trying to move Reynolds around, that's another matter entirely. He's a difficult guy to be throwing about. Okay, Musso's a big man too, but they have very different body shapes, and Musso going for the... Wow, it's the merchandiser. Not a move he's used in a while. Goes for the cover, that's going to be enough to put him away. But not here on Wrestling Showdown Rewind. We've seen so many people fall to the merchandiser. And Musso driving fists down upon the forehead of Reynolds. And now goes for cover again. But doesn't get the job done. We are seeing both men reaching into everything they've got. All their best holds, all the best moves, nothing has worked. They truly bring out the best in each other, but what is it going to take to get a victory? Musso at that drop kick, but you see the fatigue didn't get as high as we'd liked. Crawls over, and he's hooked the leg of Nathan Reynolds. Is going to do it? No, it's not. He told him, belt's coming home with me. And Reynolds absorbed that drop kick. And now, what is Musso going to do next? He's had the match going his way the past couple of minutes, but he's been unable to put Reynolds down. Now, just headbutts. It's not even wrestling, he's just fighting. There's anything he can do, just a couple of punches, a couple of headbutts. There's anything to try and keep Reynolds' shoulder down for that extra count of one, and he can't do it. Now Musso struck with that body press earlier. And he hits the spear! Reynolds launched himself at Musso. Musso's going for that flying clothesline. We've seen him use that in the past, but Reynolds speared with mid-air, drapes an arm across Mike Musso, and does he? No, he doesn't retain the title yet. Maybe if Reynolds had put more body weight at the shoulders, who can say? But he's taken a beating like no other. He fired everything he had in that spear, and he was able to drape an arm. It was better than nothing because Musso still had to expend the energy kicking out. And Reynolds, is he getting a second wind? Maybe his fourth by now, I can't tell. And he lands the one to watch, and Musso goes down. And Nathan Reynolds is going to... Whoa, how on earth did Musso kick out? I thought Reynolds had retained. But Musso fired a shoulder off the canvas. Nathan Reynolds landed the one to watch. He tried that right at the start of this match. He's getting slowly up to his feet. Just looking at Musso. No, oh, he's going to middle rope. Not something he often does. And he came down, but Musso got a boot up to benefit those long legs of his. And oh, he lifts him up, go for the blunt force trauma. And Reynolds with a Boston Crab again. Now look at how he fought for that earlier on, and he locked it in, and Musso struggled and got to the ropes. And he's got it in once more. Mike Musso crawling to those ropes, trying to get so close. He's trying not to submit, but maybe he's going to have to. He's been bent the wrong way, his body's been arched in the wrong direction. Is he near enough? Can he get the ropes? Reynolds holding on for dear life. Musso on the cusp of submitting. Is he going to give up? Is Reynolds going to make Mike Musso submit? Are we going to see the title retained? Can Musso get out of this? Who can say? Musso, wait, oh, the bell's rung. Is he submitted?
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest has gone to the full extent of the 30-minute time limit. This match is therefore a draw.
Wow. Wasn't really paying attention to the time limit, but that's what it was. 30 minutes has gone by. The time limit is up.
Nathan Reynolds retains the W3L Heavyweight Championship.
You heard it there. So Reynolds retains the title. What a fantastic contest. We went to the 30 minute time. The time has flown past. Musso wants the microphone.
Referee, no offence, but that decision is a load of crap. These good people of Wick didn't spend their hard-earned money to see a heavyweight championship match in a goddamn draw. Reynolds, hell yeah! You want to play the fan favourite? Why don't you show these people why they should get behind you by being a fighting champion and telling that referee to restart this match?
Musso wants the match restarted. I mean, Reynolds retains the title because Musso didn't beat him within the time limit. And Reynolds has no real obligation to because the match was 1:30.
Mike, that was a hell of a match. You've proved you can get a shot at this. Anytime, any place. We've already fought for 30 minutes just now. And at any other time, any other place, I guarantee you'll get a rematch. What do you say?
No, they're not saying another time and place. See, Musso's going to get another opportunity at the title. They may have both gone through hell and back. Musso wants it now. Reynolds says yes, we're restarting the match. Second match here this week. And both men have had a little time to rest, but this is a wise move. Both men are fatigued, both men are tired. Musso vaulting over Nathan Reynolds and go for the blunt force trauma. And he lands it. And Mike Musso may have pulled off a masterstroke. Is he going to win the title? And Nathan Reynolds kicks out, and I think maybe Musso felt this was his best opportunity. Maybe if he got the match restarted, he could stick on Reynolds. He hit the blunt force trauma. He's beaten countless people with that move. He's beaten Nathan Reynolds with that move. But Reynolds powers out. They've had a very short rest, but they've just gone 30 minutes, and now they're going. I don't know how long. Are we going another 30? It's possible. Just getting fired up, charge again. Reynolds hit him. Actually working the midsection. This point, and there's a spear. Reynolds off the middle with a spear. Hooks Mike Musso and pins him.
And still W3L Heavyweight Champion Nathan Reynolds.
A restarted match. They went through 30 minutes of one of the best matches we've ever had. Both men gave their all in this contest. Nathan Reynolds walks away the champion, but there's absolutely no shame. And Mike Musso not getting the title off him. What a fantastic contest.
I told you it was a classic rivalry, didn't it? And you can see why. A fantastic match between heavyweight champion Nathan Reynolds and Mike Musso, the man who ironically now holds the heavyweight title these days, goes to the 30-minute time limit draw. Neither man could beat the other, but then they wanted that extra bit overtime, restart the match. It was Nathan Reynolds that got the victory to retain the heavyweight title. What a fantastic contest. Brought to you right here on Wrestling Showdown Rewind. Of course, Nathan Reynolds has recently announced he's going to be retiring next year. Hopefully we'll get him back in W3L before he sails off into the sunset. Another Reynolds versus Musso classic. Who can say what's going to happen? But what a fantastic look back through the W3L archives. But that was then, this is now, and hopefully that's the future. This is our currently scheduled live events. Hopefully can bring you more as well. Again, obviously it all depends on how things go with lockdown and government restrictions, etc, etc. But currently this is what we've got on the books. We can hopefully bring them to you, and you'll be able to see us live and in person, because what beats seeing W3L live in person? Exactly, absolutely nothing. So come out and see us when we are back up and running. Thank you once again to the mighty Crafty Connoisseur. They're sponsoring all of our live events and helping supply the alcohol for Mixing with Mike as well. So thank you to them. Check them out. Make a purchase from their website to tell them that we said hello. And you should get your hands on a support package. Helps us keep paying the bills until we're back up and running with live events. Prices start from only £5, which is nothing, quite frankly. You can get on them from our website and you get exclusive DVDs, a signed poster, dirt cheap ringside tickets, and a personalised video message from a W3L star of your choice, all which are available right now, as I said, from our website, which is W3LWrestling.com. Buy your fan support package from there and send it to the mailing list while you are at it. Give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join us over on Instagram. As I said 100 times already, it feels like. Hit the subscribe button on this channel, you'll be notified when this comes up every Sunday, plus when we release all the other cool stuff that we put up on the network. We continue to bring you brand new content every single week. Who else is doing that? Yeah, I know, keep racking your brains. And make sure you come back here in 7 days' time, ladies and gentlemen. We are continuing to turn the clock back, to dip into the archives. Next week features 2 wrestlers who you don't see in W3L these days. Well, sort of. One you kind of do. What do I mean? Come back for another edition of Wrestling Showdown Rewind next week and you will find out. I'll see you in 7 days' time right here on the W3L Network.